If you are not here to legislate on this coffee bill, please waste no time going to shout in funerals and in weddings and crying more than the bereaved farmers on the coffee prices, on the cherry fund. The time to act is now. It was so embarrassing on Thursday when we closed business. Besides the chair of the Agriculture Committee, and I think Honorable Pukose, is only the leadership that were here, about 8 people. Member for Githunguri was also not here. And she's among the people who are very good in shouting at funerals about coffee. She was not here on Thursday. So make sure the member for Githunguri, this afternoon you are here. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I beg to move that pursuant to Standing Order 33A, this House orders that should the time appointed for adjournment of the House be reached before conclusion of business listed as Order number 13, that's the Committee of the Whole House, in today's order paper, the sitting shall stand extended until conclusion of the said business. Honorable Speaker, I'm moving this on behalf of the House Business Committee, which did resolve yesterday that the coffee bill that is listed as order number 13, yes, order number 13, Committee of the Whole House. Honorable Speaker, this coffee bill, as you mentioned, was on the floor almost the whole of last week, from Tuesday all the way to Thursday, and we were only able to go up to only clause number 11. And the chair of the committee was here last week to transact business, but we could not get the numbers to transact. Honorable Speaker, I want to agree with you. Those members who are from the coffee growing areas, and Honorable Speaker, you will give me the latitude tomorrow afternoon, yes, or tomorrow morning to name any member. You know, last week, but one Honorable Speaker, when I mentioned members who are not seated in the House, I saw a lot of good positive change, with members now being there when it is time to ask their questions, chairs of committees being there when there are questions and statements that relate to their committees. It is good that the chair of the Agriculture Committee, the Honorable Mutunga, has been seated in this House throughout this debate.
He's always here.
He's always here. But if you look for the vice chair of that committee, he is never here. If you count the number of members from the Agriculture Committee, there are a handful who are here. And Honorable Speaker, I'm saying this to serve notice to members of the Agriculture Committee. And I know the whips are here. They know what to do. Honorable Millie Odhiambo knows what to do as a whip of the minority. Honorable Soro knows what to do with members of the Agriculture Committee who are not there to transact business that relates to their own committee. Members of Parliament who come from coffee growing areas. Honorable Speaker, as you said, it is not enough to shout in funerals how much you are pushing for coffee farmers, yet when you should be pushing legislation that will benefit those coffee farmers, you are never there on the floor. But after this, you will hear members over the weekend saying, oh, we have legislated, we have passed a bill. You passed it and you are not there. You did not contribute even a word in the enactment of that legislation, Honorable Speaker. Allow me, Honorable Speaker, tomorrow, I am listing all constituencies that grow coffee, and even those with potential to grow coffee. The member for Ainabko told us yesterday that he was the first farmer to introduce coffee in Uasin Gishu. Therefore, when we talk about coffee growing areas, we want to see members from Uasin Gishu in those areas where they are growing coffee. The Honorable Sunkuli has been here because in Kilgoris, he knows they are now growing coffee. So it is not just members from Central Kenya or the Mount Kenya region where they have been traditionally been growing coffee. I have seen coffee, as you said, Honorable Speaker, in Endebes, in Trans Nzoia County. I'm glad the Honorable Magufuli, Honorable Speaker,
Majority Leader,
Ferdinand Wanyonyi.
Majority Leader, if you want to know, coffee is grown in Kiambu,
yes,
Muranga, Kirinyaga, Embu, Nyeri, Machakos, Meru, Nyamira, Kisii, Kakamega, Bungoma, Machakos, Kericho, Nandi, Uasin Gishu, Trans Nzoia.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Yes.
Now you have done what I intended to do tomorrow.
Yes.
Now, members from those particular counties, as named by the Speaker, if you are not here to legislate on this coffee bill, please waste no time going to shout in funerals and in weddings and crying more than the bereaved farmers on the coffee prices, on the cherry fund. The time to act is now. And Honorable Speaker, this business will go on until conclusion of that business, because the House Business Committee did direct yesterday that we cannot continue with this bill being on the order paper every other week. It has to come to an end today. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, allow me to move and request all those members, those from Kiambu County where I come from, all of them, including the member for Kikuyu, who has not a single coffee bush. But my neighbor, Honorable KJ, had about 100 coffee bushes around Mohori area. But nowadays, I see he has planted houses more than coffee. But it will be important that all of us are there, Honorable Speaker, so that we conclude this debate this evening. And I would like to ask the chair of the committee to continue the good work he was doing, and therefore beg to move. It's a procedural motion, nothing much to say, and request the deputy whip of the minority, the Honorable Mwenje, the member for Embakasi West, where there's not a single coffee bush, but he was here last week. Honorable Speaker, it was so embarrassing on Thursday when we closed business. Besides the chair of the Agriculture Committee, and I think Honorable Pukose, is only the leadership that were here, about 8 people. On Thursday, the member for Githunguri was also not here. And she's among the people who are very good in shouting at funerals about coffee. She was not here on Thursday. So make sure the member for Githunguri, this afternoon you are here, this evening up to midnight. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and I request Honorable Mwenje to second.
But I have a problem with any money going to the county. And I want to cite an example of tea farmers, because they have gone through the pain that we are just about to expose the coffee farmers through. When money used to go to counties in the name of, when the money used to go to the tea factories in the name of repairing roads, the cess money, farmers used to maintain their own roads. But when that money was diverted back to the counties, those cess roads were neglected. And right now, farmers are struggling because counties pick the money, but they don't make roads. When we agree that we are going to give county money that is supposed to be for farmers, in any way, county will never give back that money to the farmers. So for me, any other remission is okay, but that one for the counties, they have already collected enough levy through pulping, licensing, permits, through the warehousing and any other activity. But when it comes to the revenues of the farmers, personally, I have an objection.